Good day, everyone. So, welcome to the subject Media and Information Literacy. So, for today, I will be talking about the essentials or the essential topic that we will discuss in media and information literacy. So, by the way, this is going to be an introduction about what we are going to talk about the subject itself. So I have already introduced myself to you before during our virtual class. I am Sir Joefel Radam. I am your media and information literacy teacher. So I graduated Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. And I'm also a licensed professional teacher. I handle subject media information literacy, practical researches, and English subject for senior high school. I am also the advisor of grade 12 Bishop Amantillo under the STEM strand. So we will start. So these are the things that we need to ponder as an MIL students. But before that, let us all together watch this video so that you will have a large grasp within what we should be talking about the subject MIL.
Do you have an idea about what media and information literacy is? Let's start by defining the important terms. Literacy is the ability to read, write, speak, and listen in a way to communicate effectively and develop one's thinking and learning for the purpose of understanding oneself and the world. Media literacy is the ability to identify, understand, interpret, analyze, create, and communicate using variety of media forms. Information literacy is a set of skills requiring individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. Now that the important terms are defined, let's answer the question: what is media and information literacy? Media and information literacy, or MIL, is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media. It is linked to access to information, free expression, and education. Media and information literacy empowers individuals to access, retrieve, understand, evaluate, use, create, and share information and media contents in all formats.
Purpose of learning about media and information literacy. The digital age has made it easy for anyone to create media. We don't always know who created something, why they made it, and whether it's credible. This makes media literacy tricky to learn and teach. Nonetheless, media literacy is an essential skill in the digital age. The media and information literacy promotes problem-solving approaches and thinking skills, asking questions, and seeking answers, finding information, forming opinion, evaluating sources, and making decisions, fostering successful learners, effective contributors, confident individual, and responsible citizen. Here are some reasons why media and information literacy matters. It teaches you how to verify information and recognize other points of view. Media literacy teaches you how to discern the credibility of information. Is this photo telling you the truth? Did this person really mean what the article said, or were the person words taken out of proportion? Knowing how to determine the validity of each information that you read online keeps you aware that there might be other angles to a story, which help you accept other people's beliefs and broaden your perspective in the process. It encourages critical thinking. With critical thinking, you are able to discern whether each information that you see makes sense, why some information has not been included, and what each idea contains. You not only get to formulate your own ideas using the information you have acquired, but also cite these ideas as examples to support your opinions. It encourages you to share other sources of media responsibly. Having the freedom of liking, commenting, and sharing posts online also comes at a great risk. Knowing the impact of each information that can be produced online also means you are responsible for whatever information you choose to convey with other people. It informs readers how the media affect our culture. From the billboard to the text and the videos that we see around us, media tend to promote our culture in various ways. fairy tales and history around the world, for example, are preserved through books, oral tradition, and other forms of media. It helps you to determine and identify communication and marketing ploys. Surely, you have seen motivational quotes online that sound so relatable that chances are you have liked and shared it to your Facebook at a first glance. Or you have probably seen contests featuring your friend on Facebook that ask for your likes and share. Sure, this graphic look appealing at a glance. But did you know that these are business techniques that sites use to appeal to your emotions so they can sell you products? It's also how advertising works in order to gain attention.
So on the video, so the video is quite, I think, very informative. But to enumerate the different or the important details in the video, so I extracted this information so that you can remember them easily. So as an MIL student, you have to remember that as an MIL student, you always have to remember the following. So first, we don't always know who creates something, why they made it, and whether it is credible. So, di ba, from the word itself, media and information literacy, kasi practically this subject, we will be talking a lot about media, the use of media like social media, the use of our gadget, the use of our technology, the use of everything that we see. So these are all examples of media. So as it said, we do not always know who creates something, why they made it, and whether it is credible. That's why in our social media account or in different media platforms, it's really a no-no if we just, overshare or share everything that we grasp from the social media, or we know something, no? A media product has an intention to influence and to create change in the world. And so sometimes the information that we grasp from the social media, we don't know who created, and we don't know how they are made as well, and ano ang kanilang mga credibility. Kasi sometimes we oftentimes misinformed, or we oftentimes share information that do not even contain legitimacy, they do not even contain accuracy. No, sometimes these information are fake news. That's why as an MIL student, as a student who is enrolled in this subject, it is our prior task, it is our vital task to always evaluate what we share, how do we utilize this information so that we stop spreading fake news or false information. Okay, second one is ask questions and seek answers to evaluate sources. So every time that we see a source or we grasp sources from media or from the internet, we always have to validate whether our sources are legitimate or not. Now, of course, to really to really avoid spreading misinformation or to misinform other people, because sometimes misinformation would really result to a certain misunderstanding, or it could result to a certain trouble. And then the third one is MIL encourage you to share other sources of media responsibly. So also in MIL, you are also encouraged to share sources and other mediums or other type of media responsibly. That's why in our social media account, no, we face different audiences, we face different age of audiences. That's why we have to critically think whether or the memes or the posts that we post or the information that we share are good for the audience that are underage. Are this good for the children? Would this have a good impact with our brothers and sisters if they read this? Next is even the freedom of liking, commenting, and sharing posts online also comes at a great risk. That's why, in example, a concrete example in Facebook, in practicality, when we talk about the rule itself, the rule of sharing, no? We are really not allowed to share anything that we see online, specifically if there's no confirmation or there's no authorization from the author. Kahit sa book, di ba, we do not use ideas of the authors if the author will not allow us to use their ideas. The same in Facebook. Pero, it's a common tradition, naging culture na siya. Kasi, when a wrong behavior is oftenly practiced, it becomes a culture. That's why in a social media culture, in a concept of social media, sharing posts from other people is okay. Where in fact, when you share, you really have to ask permission from someone that you're going to share this or share this. Now, and also if like like this illustration, no? Just like this illustration, Livy doesn't have any friends. I don't even know why he comes to school. Your photos make you look so dumb. So this example is a comment that would be emotionally harassing to someone. That's why you are enrolled in this subject, and it's time for you to, to evaluate whether you see comments like this. You really have to put into consideration to tap that person or to private message that person why that person did this or did that, no? And also, mainstream media informs the mass people how media affected our culture. No? The great impact in today's society, karon man good na situation, everything comes online. Even ordering our food, buying our clothes, or like having grocery or enrolling to a school, enrolling to a university, or anything that we do comes online. So basically, itong mga online behavior natin na ito, these affect the culture that we live. That's why in the mainstream media, when we say mainstream media, this is a type of media that is typically shown to the public, no? Yung mga taong may control nito, if they wanted, kung ikaw talaga, example, you're in politics, if the mainstream media or the people inside that mainstream media dautan ka, so wala jud kay mahimbo if dautan ka nila, no? Murag you don't have the power what's inside mainstream media. That's why we do not put everything on media. Dapat talaga we should not put everything on media because it could change the way we believe, the way people would believe in the world. Kasi example, if like example, no, if people in the Philippines would tolerate same-sex relationship or same-sex marriage, it is presented to the mainstream media. So it would be that the same-sex marriage would be embedded in our culture. Magiging kultura din natin sila. If we go to the face of legalizing separation of marriages, so magiging kultura din natin sila. So everything that we do in media, it could sometimes affect the way we behave or the way we run our life, the way we present ourselves to the culture or to the community. That's why we have to really critically think of anything that we do online. Okay? Next will be the freedom of communication. So everybody is really claiming, everybody has the freedom of communication in the Philippines, okay? Since this is a democratic country, we really do believe in the freedom of communication. And freedom of communication, I say, is a very good thing, no? Because freedom of communication has been misunderstood and oftentimes overused to be the reason to post everything online. So given naman, di ba, it is already given that we are expressing our freedom of speech, everything that we wanted to say especially online. Kung gusto ko mag-post about what happened in your entire day, it's okay. But this freedom of communication is oftentimes misunderstood and overused. So sometimes yung iba, even if mali talaga yung kanilang mga ideas in life, just because sinasabi nila, I have the freedom of communication naman, sir, I can say whatever I wanted to say. So yun na nga, that's the catch, no? As an MIL student, you are now educated that although we have the freedom of communication or the freedom of speech, it does not necessarily convey us to even post or share anything that is harassing or harmful to our community or to the children or even to the generations soon. No? We should not practice that. Bisag baya. We have the freedom of speech. Would it be mean that even mali tayo, i-insist talaga natin kasi meron tayong freedom of speech? So sometimes na-overuse ang freedom of speech or the freedom of communication. So kailangan, no, we have to limit what we say. We say based on the moral value of the society, based on the morality of the human nature. Ganyan dapat siya. Next is, MIL subjects help you to use media responsibly, no? Ang MIL, tinutulungan nila tayo para ma-use ang mga media responsibly. Just like this illustration, example, ginawa natin lang ito. Example, this illustration is an advertisement. No, ito mga advertisement, these are also considered as form of media. So ito before is the black girl and after is the white girl. So it literally convey that being a white girl would be nicer. It's a way of, it's more of being human compared to being black. So parang mali to, no? This is wrong. This example, this meme using the image of Jesus Christ and then saying, "Did I fucking stutter?" So do you think it's appropriate? No? Do you think it's appropriate? Although memes are enjoyable because they give laughter and fun, but we have to always remember to when and why to use memes and what are the purpose of using memes. This one is an example of a celebrity who was captured on not a seemingly good figure. So parang the mga what we call the paparazzi. The paparazzis are the ones who captures pictures of celebrity to earn money, di ba? Another is we have to be exposed, no? As an MIL student and as a person living in a technological world where media has been our our source of our living, no? Individual must be exposed to various types of media available. So kayo, kailangan you are also exposed, no? You have to be exposed but do not be overexposed. That's a two thing. Next is study reading comprehension. Studying to be a media literate person, you also have to, study reading comprehension. Kasi sometimes, although the sources are already available, although informations are easily accessible online, everything is just one click away on Google or anywhere sources we wanted to cite. It is not enough to recall information, but also we also have to connect dots in relation to different pieces of information to critically assess and to understand and comprehend everything that we read. Okay? Also, ang MIL, it encourages us to do critical thinking. Of course, if you are an MIL student, you also have to be a critical thinking. So based on the observation, critical thinking is lacking in the Philippines. We want information to be fed to us directly, and we are too dependent on being fed by this information, and we no longer are able to determine things for ourselves. So ito yung sinasabi ko na all the information, anything that you needed in your academics, everything is just one tap away in Google or in the internet. And nawawala na yung sense of critical thinking, nawawala na yung sense of comprehension because everything is available. So it doesn't mean na everything is available. You always have to do the CV manner or the CV mentality. Yung si CV, Control C, Control V, copy paste. Parang ganyan, no? So, we have to really assess and we have to critically think of things in order for us to understand concepts of MIL. Okay? And then, we evaluate media and information to judge the credibility, accuracy, and objectivity of our sources. So this one is an evaluation. That's like sinabi ko kanina, we do not immediately share information. We do not immediately click share to a post. We do not immediately create ideas, although these ideas are not seemingly good to be shared. So we have to evaluate these different behavior of ours, whether they are credible, are they accurate, are they an objective type of source, maari ba silang gamitin, no? Kasi class, actually, even yung mga even in YouTube, as you can see, di ba marami tayong mga covers, mga nagka-cover ng songs, no? Actually, these are illegal. Mga illegal talaga sila. Bakit sila illegal? Because they are using an intellectual property, itong song, we call this intellectual property, or it's a property of somebody, an artist, and then ginagamit ng ibang tao to make money. Wherein dapat hindi, no? 'Di ba kasi dapat mga ganyan, they have to pay a compensation amount to the author para makakita yung author. Pero ngayon ang nangyayari kasi halos lahat libre na lang, no? Bawal siya in a way, pero wala kasing walay mo sagda sa ila ba, that's why nagiging culture na rin yung pagka-cover ng songs, although it's bawal kasi nga wala tayong pahintulot from the artist himself or sa organization na gumawa ng isang kanta or ng isang product or ng isang movie. That's why sometimes nga sa YouTube, kapag gagamit ka ng clips from registered movies or registered videos, the YouTube will detect the copyright infringement from your video, and then i-stop ng YouTube ang pag-show ng videos mo. That's why yung mga vloggers, they always make use of no copyright infringement intended. Di ba may sinasabing ganyan, no copyright infringement intended. The audio or the video belongs to the rightful owner. Di ba may ganyan silang sabi. So that's why, kasi parang, although hindi sila directly nakapaghingi hindi sila directly nakapaghingi ng pahintulot sa may-ari, but still they address the presence of the artists. No, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan about media and information literacy. So for your first activity, you're going to record a video presenting yourself, where do you live, your age, your section, and then you're going to present the 3 reasons or the 3 things you wanted to know about MIL. So you're going to explain like, in this subject, I wanted to learn 3 things. First is this one, and this one. And then after saying the 3 things you wanted to learn for MIL, I want you to state the reason why you wanted to learn it. So that will be your first activity. And then you're going to send that in my email. I will send you the email to our group chat. Thank you.